Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making faux rice paper. We're going to be using paper napkins, paper confetti, dollar store streamers, and this giant jug of PVA glue. You can use these pieces of faux rice paper in your mixed media, junk journals, scrapbooks, on your cards, anywhere you want. So let's get to it. This project is one that you don't necessarily need to go out and purchase new supplies for. If you have some paper napkins lying around in the house, you can use those. I did go out and purchase a few because I wanted to get some different looks and try a couple different brands. So you'll see some of these I purchased at the dollar store. Our local dollar store is a Dollar Tree. Then a couple of different ones I bought off of Temu, and then others I had in the house already. I picked up 2 different color streamers from the Dollar Tree. I picked up yellow and black. I don't think I ended up using the black in this project though. I also purchased a bag of paper confetti. These are just tissue paper circles in different colors. You can sometimes purchase these at the Dollar Tree, but in a smaller quantity. And then I'm just showing you a couple of other things here that I don't end up using in this project. So I grabbed a random variety of tools just because I wasn't sure what I was going to be needing. But the star of this show is really this giant gallon of Amazon Basics PVA glue. For some reason, I thought it would be a good idea to purchase 2 gallons of PVA glue on an Amazon special for, I think, $16. I'm going to need a lot more paper napkins to use up all this glue. I'm using a mason jar with a plastic lid, and for my solution, I'm using 2 parts glue to 1 part water. All you need to do is stir or shake well. I started off with this rather large lemon napkin. Now I knew I would only be using sections of it on cards today, but the larger print would be great for an album cover or any kind of junk journal. For any napkin, you want to use just 1 layer. So go ahead and take your time and pull apart those layers. Once you have a single layer, then you can get started with just adhering the glue. Today I'm using a Teflon sheet. This is the plastic kind and not the woven fabric type. I prefer this one. But because I do so many different napkins in this video, I do end up using some different types of sheets. I am being pretty liberal with the glue. I kind of soak the foam brush a little bit and try to kind of dab it across the surface of the napkin rather than actually brushing it on the napkin. You can get some holes if your napkin gets too saturated. Some of them you can kind of mush back together and fill those in. I do have some blobs of glue every once in a while that show up on my brush. As that happens, I just take a second and stir my solution, either with a brush or I'm using a skewer here. You want to take your time to apply the glue solution, but you don't want to play with the napkin too much or you'll start to get those holes that I was talking about. So once it is completely covered and you don't see any large clumps of glue, you are ready to move on to the next piece. This one uses the second ply of that lemon napkin. Be sure that you don't overlap them because anything that overlaps will become one. This one was pretty fun. I used that tissue paper confetti. There were some white pieces, so I kind of worked around those, putting the dark purple and lavender ones on. And as I put them on, I just tapped them lightly with the brush to get a tiny bit of glue on top of them so they adhered nicely. Now I don't demonstrate it here, but you can also use bits of twine or thread, little pieces of fabric. Also flowers, dried flowers or herbs work in this technique, and I will feature that in another video. This next one I put together on top of a Teflon sheet that is more of a fabric woven Teflon sheet. It is not my preference, although it did not make a difference in the final result. All of the napkins featured in this video removed from their backing very easily, regardless of what type of backing it was. Some of my napkins I put on top of unbleached parchment sheets. The parchment sheets peeled away really easily from the napkins and they're all intact, so I will be able to use them in a project like this again. Here is a look at some of the napkins after they've been pulled away from the backing. The more white space that you have on your napkin, the more you get that rice paper look that is translucent. And these papers are pretty sturdy, so I am able to cut them up and use them on some cards, which I'll show you in just a second. For this card, I put a piece of the daisy paper onto a black card base, and then I put a section of the napkin on top of a white piece of cardstock, which you see on top here. I used a variety of sentiments for these cards. This is one of the Tim Holtz ideology label sentiments. I'm not sure what the actual name of them is, but I can put them in the description box below if you want to check them out. For this card, I use a Made It stamp that says, "You came to my mind and made me smile." It's one of my favorites. I use it quite a bit. For this one, I took a section of the lemon napkin, adhered it to a piece of purple cardstock, which you can see peeking out there, and I added a Tim Holtz snarky sentiment. It's from the sticker book, and it says, "I'm not great at advice. Can I interest you in a sarcastic comment?" For this one, I adhered the napkin to a piece of white cardstock, popped that up on some foam, and then I used some of Tim Holtz Ideology clipping stickers, and the card says, "The secret of everyday things that shine and sparkle." This lemon slice uses that same Made It sentiment that I used before. I'll link this set in the description box below. Here's another daisy that uses my favorite Hello sentiment die from Pink and Maine. Here's one that just has the streamers and tissue paper, and it's adhered to a black card base. This "Hello, my friend" sentiment is from a set by Made It. Here's another one with that same sheet. It uses a Tim Holtz stamp with an Albert Einstein quote. Stay tuned for the very end for a really weird behind the scenes. Thanks so much for spending some more time with me today. I appreciate all of your support. Hi friends, today we are going to be making some faux rice paper.